Alright guys, welcome back. If you're new and looking for the best support and resistance levels to watch on YouTube, then smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now let's begin with this clip.
Your investments in the meantime, as you're awaiting all of those.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable to say this, but I would not be putting more money to work in kind of risk assets at this point, so equities or in credit. That doesn't mean sell what you already own. We want to be like medium and longer term investors, but we also want to be taking advantage of tactical opportunities. And I think the equity market is going to be caught in more of a trading range in the near term, as both technical pressures and policy fears bounce us around.
What would give you the answer?
I have to agree with her saying that the market could remain choppy or, in better terms, range bound. And this is because of the lingering fear of a possible recession and the uncertainty that's still surrounding tariffs. Alright, so let's now talk about the VIX. In my last video, I mentioned that I was looking for a possible market pullback this week, and that still remains the case, even though the VIX got pushed down below support at 1972. Looking at the chart, we're either going to get a bounce here, or they might gap the price down to 1572 and we get a bounce there. And at that point, the VIX will be oversold. Adding to my thesis, the Nasdaq is very close to resistance at 495, and I do believe that we're going to see a pullback once the Nasdaq hits that level. Now let's talk about Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA. Let us now listen to the CEO on his recent partnership with Cisco.
Partnerships. Jensen, what's it like to partner with Chuck to do some of these things? I need to know how these things work.
Well, you can't partner with a nicer guy, and you can't partner with a company with more might and more domain expertise. There are two things that we're working on together, and both of them are completely revolutionary. The first one is, as you know, we've been inventing AI for the clouds, but we want to bring AI to the world's enterprise. And AI reinvented the entire computing stack, from compute, networking, storage, the operating system, and the way you develop the applications on top. And yet today's IT infrastructure, enterprise IT infrastructure, is basically the same as it's been for a long time. And so Chuck and I are going to go and work on re-racking that entire infrastructure. And
guys, all I have to say is AI is the future, and big companies will keep investing into artificial intelligence. It's a race, and a race must be won. Right now, Nvidia is in the lead. Okay, let's now take a look at the chart. So currently we have Nvidia inside of a bear flag, approaching resistance at 124. However, this doesn't mean we can't invalidate the pattern with a move towards the upside. If Nvidia can get above 124, there is resistance at 135. Should the stock fail to get above 124, there is support at 117 and at 109. Overall, I remain bullish on Nvidia stock because I believe the stock will have a run to 148 based on the technicals. Now let's take a look at Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. So currently we have Apple invalidating yet another bear flag. The last time this happened, the stock retraced downward after it was finished with its upward momentum. With that said, I'm looking for Apple to come down to 205. If the stock can't stay above 223, there is support at 215 and at $210 per share. If Apple does stay above 223, there is resistance at $230 per share. Long term, I'm looking for Apple to get back to 255. The next stock is Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. So Amazon did have a nice bounce of 7% off my support level at 192. With that move, the stock is now running into resistance at 205. If the stock can get above that zone, there is resistance at 213 and 219. If it fails to get above current resistance, there is support at 201 and 197. In the future, I'm looking for Amazon stock to be worth $257 per share. The next stock is Marathon Digital. Since its high of $30 back in December, the stock is still down more than 50%. In my opinion, and based off the technicals, I think the stock is heading to $22 per share. That's a 54% move from its current price of $14.22. So from yesterday's move of 17%, the stock is now approaching resistance at $15. If it can break above that level, there is resistance at $17. Current support is at $13.68. Below that, your next support is at $12.47. In my opinion, anything below $13.78 is a buy for me. Thanks again for watching and see you in the next video.